My name is Courtney Totten, and I lead the infrastructure and security team over at Shutterstock.
What inspired you to pursue a career in technology?
I think for me, what is exciting and what made me interested in technology is the fact that it's always changing. There is so much to learn. I'm an avid learner. So I think the fact that I can jump into a conversation with anybody, and there are multiple disciplines. As I mentioned, I'm over security and infrastructure. So I'm always learning. There's always something new. Somebody's inventing something that is taking us to the next level. And I think being an avid learner and always being interested in what's next has really excited me about technology. And there's even areas I haven't been able to dive into yet, areas in engineering and software development. So I love spending time with teams that do things that I don't do just so that I can continue to learn in my career.
What's your leadership style, and do you have any pro tips for other women who code members in leadership positions?
The leadership style is really important. I think taking care of your people and getting to know them. We're all different. We all have baggage. We all have stuff going on at home, and figuring out what people have going on, getting to know people personally, and helping them figure out where do they need your assistance and where do they need you to get out of the way. I think as a leader, we don't have to be involved in every single thing our people do. So being able to delegate, give people authority, and let them make decisions. And it's okay to fail. Let people fail. Sometimes it's the best way to learn. And that's something that I learned very early on in my career, is that failure is one of the best ways to learn. So I think being okay with your team having some failures here and there, and then being open and honest with them. I think vulnerability and letting them know that you have a life outside work, you focus on work-life balance. It helps your teams be present at work and to be open and honest if they do have something going on. Culture is really, really important to me. I love running, even during COVID or now where we have a big remote workforce, figuring out how can you run culture events? How can you get people together to socialize, get to know each other? We spend so much time with each other at work, more time with our coworkers than our own families. So make it fun. People should want to go to work in the morning. And if they don't, then there's probably a challenge. And if that's you, you probably should look for a new role. I want to, have my people passionate about coming in. The more passion people have, the more work gets done, and the impact is powerful.
What is something you wish you knew earlier in your career now that you are in your current role?
So you will never know everything. I think that is the first thing that I would say. It would have been helpful to know 20 years ago. I think there were times I held myself back because I said, a leader would come to me and say, "Hey, we're thinking about putting you in this new role. Are you interested in this role?" And I go, "Yeah, but I don't know that area." And I think as a leader, the more and more you move up, think about it. A CEO has never done every job in a company, right? Usually they have one or two skill sets or they get a lot of breadth. So figuring out, is it an area you can lead, and who do you need to help lead a team? So I think as you move up, that it would be very helpful to realize you're not going to know everything. So being open and bringing people to the table that are the experts in that area, if you don't know, is the best way to go. I've had leaders who have spoken on things they don't understand, and it's the biggest way to lose trust amongst your team members. So if you don't know something, just say, "I don't know." I have told a board of directors, "I don't know, but I'll get back to you." I have told a CEO, "I don't know, but I'll get back to you. I have an excellent team that I can go get that information from." People don't expect you to know everything. Saying, "I don't know, but I will find out," is a great leadership trait that I think a lot of leaders could benefit from. And it takes a little while to learn that. But as you move up more and more and more, you want to make sure that if you are taking on areas you don't have a skill set or tremendous expertise in, that you're building in leaders that do. You want to make sure that you have people below you that are very competent, can lead those teams, have the expertise when needed. So again, it's okay if you don't know everything, and learn. As I said at the very beginning, I think what excites me about technology is I don't know everything. And so that's a key element, is always be a learner, ask questions, because the more you ask, the more you take on, the more you will grow in your career.
What is something people can do today to invest in women in tech and inspire inclusion?
Great question. So I would say the first thing is pull people up with you. I think I've seen a lot of leaders being pulled up, but they're not looking back. So while moving up, make sure you're spending time, look around you. Who are you bringing up with you? And spend that time, be a mentor. If there's ever an opportunity to speak up to be a mentor, do it. And I will say the times I speak up to be a mentor, I learn just as much from my mentee as their mentor. So I really view it as a dual mentorship. And I would say that's probably the biggest thing is don't continue to rise on your own. Bring people up with you. Give people an opportunity. We talked about maybe you don't have 100% of the skill set. Well, when you have an open role, are you looking at your candidate pool and are you building your interview panels and your resources, candidates that are interviewing? Is it diverse? And give people an opportunity. Get to know. It's not always the skill set, but are they resourceful? Can they figure it out? If I give them 3 months, are they going to get there? Because a lot of times those people, given the opportunity, will outperform others. So again, look around you, make sure you're bringing them up with you as you're interviewing. Take a look at those things that I talked about are important in your own career. Look at your candidate pool. Do they have the skills that you want on your team? And are they the right culture fit? Because if they do, I would say that will be really, really helpful and impactful to your team. And I think for, investing just your time, spend the time, say yes, and it will pay off big time for yourself as well.